Three crazy places where some people live. The sewers of Bucharest. Here in Bucharest, almost 5,000 people live in the sewers, surrounded by rats and sewage, and most of them are teenagers. After the fall of dictator Ceausescu in 1991, thousands of Romanian orphans abandoned by parents who were too poor were discovered in orphanages. Their living conditions were so inhumane that the government decided to close the places without necessarily thinking about the future of these children. With nowhere else to go, they decided to take over the city's sewers. Here, several meters underground, another society thrives. There's even a leader, nicknamed Bruce Lee. He arrived in the sewers at the age of 15 and this is his home.
When you end up in the sewers anyway, it means you don't matter anymore.
Near the city's hot water pipes, it's 112 degrees Fahrenheit. Residents had to cover them with concrete to withstand the heat, and to get from one room to another, they had to dig holes about 8 inches wide, barely big enough to squeeze through. A makeshift system which ensures a minimum of safety in each room. Here, to forget the harshness of life, most of the inhabitants take heroin. The youngest don't go to school and inhale metallic paint, their own way of escaping hell. Manila's cemetery. In the capital of the Philippines, with a population of 12 million, 3 million people live in shantytowns, and 10,000 live in this cemetery, where around 100 funerals take place every weekend. Half the population is under 20. Most are young people and children who can't afford to live decently, like Jeff, 28, who lives here with his family in the grave of a woman who died over 40 years ago.
I sleep on the grave. Yvonne and my wife Serena here, Yuki up there and the baby on this side.
The advantage of cemeteries, according to the locals, is safety. Not only do the dead not bother them, but the living are afraid to come. Unlike the streets, there are no muggings in the cemetery. Over the years, this enormous cemetery has become an actual organized city. Shops have opened. There's a grocery store, a daycare center, a basketball club, a nail salon, donut sellers in the alleys, and even rap concerts in a cellar. The cellars of Beijing. When you think of Beijing, you imagine glass skyscrapers, luxury boutiques, and five-star hotels. But beneath the surface, the capital of the world hides a very different truth. In the absence of accessible above-ground housing, the poorest of the poor, who have come to the city in search of a better life, live underground, in cellars or air raid shelters dating back to the Cold War. Over 1 million people live here. The places have no windows, no running water, no ventilation, and are damp and unhealthy. But the residents have no choice but to make do, for want of anything better. They are mainly rural people, considered migrants within their own country, and even categorized as second-class citizens by the Chinese state. Here they're even nicknamed Beijing rats. Yet they have jobs, very poorly paid ones, and are the lifeblood of the city. They work as cooks, hairdressers, drivers, sweepers, and cleaners. Like Ugly, who rents a 200 square feet space in a cellar